Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Coming from you live from Virginia. Thanks for tuning in. A little tournament update. I am having a little bit of technical difficulty. A little late here starting, but just a few seconds. Thanks for jumping in. Trying to get the spreadsheet tuned up, and I what's crazy is I just put in a new PC today in a different version of Microsoft Office, and I can't figure out how to make the sum work on the spreadsheet, but I'll figure it out in just a second. But not a lot of updates today, but some. It's getting tight. We're down to a week left, and let me see if I go I-37 here. That's going to do that. There we go. Finally. But we do got a little bit of change, not a lot of change, but a little bit of change. So we got some fish turned in this week. Looking forward to, hey Gary, hey Nicole, Lindia, John, thanks for stopping in. That's awesome when your kids make dinner for you. That's awesome. Hey Brad, thanks for stopping in. Oh, I know you're fishing a chick man. The chick's hot right now, I hear. Good luck, Brad. I'm sure you're going to get some good ones. Oh, the coach is coming in, John. That's good. Man, he's been there quite often. I mean, I know he comes in about 2 times a year, but it seems like he's doing it a couple times this year already. Hey, James Allen, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Big bass catcher, James, big 24 and a half. So it's we're down to our last let's see, 10 days exactly. Got to have all your fish turned in by the 17th at midnight. Lots of room for folks to catch fish. So lot going on, a lot of opportunity to move up the leaderboard. But we have a few people turning some fish this week, but not a lot of change on the leaderboard. So we'll look at it in just a second. So Russell, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Good to see you. James, again, thanks for stopping in. We're getting ready. We're preparing for Tropical Storm Debbie here, and I'm going to be out on the water bright and early in the morning. Take a few hours off from work, see if I can catch some big ones tomorrow. And if that pressure changing, the fish usually tend to bite before these storms move in. So, but we need the water for sure here in Virginia. We can use the water and cool everything off. So I should probably turn some lights on here. It's a little bit better. Going to be a mess here, but I'm hitting in the AM. Brian, yeah, I think tomorrow morning it's going to be fire. It's going to be fire tomorrow morning. But yeah, John said Duncanland didn't bite after the storm. John, I hear you. After the storm's a mess, man. Don't go after. You got to get in there right before. So I'm going to try tomorrow around 2. It's supposed to be in here. I'm going to be there as soon as the sun comes up and see if I can get some donks. I'm sure it will. I'm sure the bass will be biting up here. But yeah, after that, post hurricane, post big storm, man, it's always tough. I don't care if it's where you're at in the United States. Post storm's always tough. It's you guys. Gary dodged a bullet down there. He's up in the armpit of by Panama City. He didn't get much of anything. And by the way, if you weren't able to tune into Gary's premiere tonight, he caught right before the storm. He got a nice limit of fish, got a 6-pounder, a couple 4-pounders. So go back and catch Gary's fishtails if you didn't get a chance. Got some good fish on his last episode that premiere today. And then right after this at 9 o'clock, I have a premiere coming out, and I won't. Well, I'll spoil a little bit. I fished 3 hours and 42 minutes the other night. I caught 12 bass. And I didn't put all of these fish on video because I'm not going to bore you to death with them. But 8 of the 12 bass over 4 pounds. That was a good afternoon of fishing. So that's on a technique that I hate. I'm not a fan of fishing, but it worked. It caught fish. So if you right after this at 9 o'clock, please stay tuned to Shane Flynn Outdoors. You'll see my latest episode coming out. So hey Marty, thanks for stopping in. Speaking of, I won't say it, but you know what I'm talking about, Marty. You know how I caught those fish the other day. So I actually called it Marty fish. No, don't, Marty. You let it go. I caught him drop shotted. So it worked. It worked. I always, and I tease Marty. Marty goes fishing with me from time to time, and I'll be catching fish on a spinnerbait, 5-pounders in a spinnerbait, and Marty's drop shot. I'm like, come on, Marty. But there's a time and place for it, and it really does work from time to time. So, anyways, let me throw up the spreadsheet here. Not a lot of movement, but there is some movement. And I changed PCs today, so I got a different version of Windows up, but not Windows, but Office. But let me share this for the first time. I know people roll in and roll out. This is where we're at right now. Nicole Abrams still in first place. John is right there behind her. I know he's calling. James Allen, who's on here, you're still sitting in third. Nathan Cross moved up. Nate, good catching. He's here in Virginia. Lindia moved up. She's got a 22.5. She's got to get a 23.5 for the next one. And Gary Damaris, that 6-pounder, moved him up as well. And I know he's going to go out to Seminole this weekend, try to catch another big one. But it's getting tight. It's getting tight. A lot of you guys are, this is where we're at, the total. But not much movement from last week. A lot of opportunity to catch some more fish. So got 10 days left. 17th at midnight, or 11:59 on the 17th is the closeout of this. And I'll be just to let you guys know, I'm going to be processing the results of this very quickly, because the 18th at 1 o'clock, I got to fly to Hawaii for work for about 8 days. So I want to get that video made and have that ready for Wednesday night. So if you get an email from me going, hey, are you sure about this? I'm going to be hot and heavy on getting this out, but I won't rush it to the point where we don't get the right results. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, Marty, you didn't ruin my surprise. It's no big deal. Drop shot and roll. I like that. Hey, Robert Martinez, thanks for stopping in. And Brian, yeah, drop shotting again. Not a huge fan of it, but man, it worked. You'll see at 9 o'clock when that result comes out. Gary, it is. I got to go to work in Hawaii, fly all night the 18th, and the 19th, I won't get into details. Got a congressional team there looking at stuff, and it's not fun. So no fishing for that week for sure. And there will not be a live the week after the tournament ends. We'll start the smallmouth tournament. For those guys who are in the smallmouth tournament, you will get your codes before I leave to start the smallmouth tournament for news. And news on here you go. John, the Shockwave. I did get some news on the Shockwave. The Shockwave has been delayed a month because the company that builds the hulls is behind schedule for a month. So it's not going to get delivered until October, and it's probably going to be a 4 to 5 month build for Matt down at Trick Tins. So we're still out there. But Gary, I'm glad you brought this up, Gary. Gary recommended the Aftershock. So Aftershock, you guys tell me, Aftershock or Shockwave? Matter of fact, I'll put that out on my channel on the community tab for a vote. Aftershock or Shockwave? You tell me what the better one is. I'm good with either one, but I gotta, before the boat is delivered, I gotta have a name. Sounds like Aftershave. That's good, Brian. Oh my. That's a good one. Marty, I am going to put a seat on the back for you, buddy. Yep, I am going to put a seat on the back of the boat for you, and it's going to be a pedestal seat. So, Shockwave. I'll put a vote out as well, but pretty good recommendations there. So I when I heard Shockwave, I fell in love, and then Gary's like Aftershock. It's like, okay, I'm good with either one. So I'm gonna let my subscribers tell me. Marty. How about sticker shock? It might be because once I get this thing tricked out, I might have a little bit of sticker shock. I may. Matter of fact, I had a conversation last night. I was on a podcast, and there's like, man, Trick 10s does some freaking awesome work, but it ain't cheap. So we'll see what it boils out to. Counter shock. Okay, Lindy, I'm liking that. Yeah, yeah. Marty's is not too bad of a not a bad one. So yeah, I'll put it on the community tab, and you guys can. I'll put a vote out for it, and we'll see it. Drop shock, that's a good one. Batteries not included. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of batteries in that boat. I'm gonna have a 20 horsepower electric motor on there. It's gonna have a lot of batteries. So I'm digging Brad the drop shock too. That's not a bad idea. So hey everybody, before I throw up the spreadsheet one more time, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I went over 10,000 subscribers this week. So next week when I do my live, and I'll put an announcement out, I'm going to do a giveaway, and I'm going to do a pretty hefty giveaway. Several folks will walk away with over $100 in some opportunities with Omnia and some prizes and stuff. So appreciate you all supporting the channel and supporting the tournaments and watching the content. I would have never thought I'd been at 10,000 subscribers this quickly. But it's all about you guys, and I appreciate it. And I'll be doing a pretty hefty giveaway next Wednesday to everybody. It just seems like yesterday I was trying to figure out how do I do this YouTube thing, and now it's worked out pretty well. So we went from a tiny channel to a small channel. We're not a big 200,000 subscriber, but always something to strive for, right? And thanks, Brad. And what did John say? They use it for a lecture chair every month. Oh yeah, the battery's not. I got you. That's a good one, John. It is. So one of the other things I'll tell you, just throw out there, the smallmouth tournament will start immediately after this next tournament. I do got quite a few folks already signed up, but if you know any other people, let them know, get signed up as soon as possible. I will be in a kind of a bit of a rush to get everything done before I have to get on the airplane on the 18th. So make sure if you know anybody, or if you're hesitant to jump in, get me an email. I got most of everybody already captured, don't get me wrong, but if you know anybody that's kind of hesitant, or you've been talking to someone, or they thinking about it, tell them to get in there pretty quick. All right, folks. Well, I'll tell you what, I will throw up the spreadsheet again. And before I forget, if anybody is interested in jumping up, please jump on up here if you want to chat with me. Be happy to bring you up. Oh, get some fishing. Hey, sorry you got to go to work. I hear you. Thanks for stopping in. Get some. We'll throw up the spreadsheet right now. If you got to get back to work quickly, where you can see if you're in the game or not for this tournament. If you're just here for some collaboration and chat, that's all good as well. Thanks for stopping in. Let me share the screen for the spreadsheet. Here we are, folks. Nicole Abrams still sitting in first place. John in second. James Allen in third with a monster 24.5-inch bass. Nathan Cross moved up to fourth this week. Lindia, you catch up next one, Lindia. You're in the commanding spot. That's got to get that 23.5 in the next 10 days. But it's still wide open, folks. There's still plenty of opportunity. You know, I know John Buckley. These three right here, don't count these. Actually, don't count any of these folks out. Matter of fact, don't count any of these folks out. You got an opportunity to jump up into the lead with the right fish. There we go. Oh, Melinda says, "Hey Marty, we'll see you. Thanks for stopping in, buddy." I know, Lindy. I know you're out there casting your arm off, and that's you all know. You heard me say this 1,000 times. You know, I believe tournament fishing is about two things: determination and casting your arm off. And the one thing I have fished on the boat with Lindia, she doesn't get off the deck. Determination and cast your arm off is something Lindia does every day. So, yeah, get some. Looks like you need a 20 and 21 just to finish. So you never know. You might get a 22 and a 23, or a 23 and a 24. Again, got to get out there and cast your arm off. And of course, right, it's always about timing and getting the right bass. Yeah, it is. Hey, Gary.
What's up, Shane, what's going on?
Not much.
Yeah, you should give a warning before you just pop me up.
You don't need warning.
Say, hey, I'm going to be bringing you on in 2 seconds, Gary. You know, but you know, I was thinking of something. Not to interrupt your show, but when I was out fishing at Seminole, and I had those fish that were close to the ones I previously did.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, who came up with the 1 inch difference rule? Was it me or you? And if I was like, it was me, I'm an idiot. Because I could have used a couple of those fish, even though I got to use one.
But yeah. I will tell you, when we talked about this, we talked about a 1/2 inch.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember. It was, what, 2.5, 3? How long have you been doing this now?
This is the 3rd year we've had this tournament.
Right.
Yeah. Initially, we thought a 1/2 inch. And then we I kind of moved it into a 1 inch, and I've been tossing it back and forth. Do I change the format next year to a 1/2 inch? I don't know.
We'll have a conversation on that.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys tell me it should be a 1/2 inch or an inch.
1/2 inch would make it easier, but an inch
would make it easier. Me and Brian talked about this the other day. My bass hunter Brian Green. He's like, that 1 inch is tough. It's tough. Hey, Brad, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Good luck at the Chick. Good luck, buddy. It's tough with 1 inch, but I'm trying to make it competitive, right? We got to have some competition there. We weed out, as you can see, you can get to those 3. It's hard to get to the 5.
Oh yeah. I mean, on the video I did, I was like, hey, here's another good one for Shane Flynn Outdoors, and I go to measure it, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes it tough. It does. But that's why we did the, hey, 3, and then if you don't get the 3, you got, you're out, and then you got 2 more, and the first set was no cull, and it was kind of cool how you ended up coming up with the final version.
Yeah. Hey James, yeah, you got to have all your fish in by 11:59 on the 17th, and if you're a little bit late in the middle of the night, I got it. There's difference in time zones. I'm not going to penalize you for that. But I do got to get the results done on Saturday, that Saturday before I get on the airplane. So Get Something says, I like a 1/2 inch. It could seem to even more into what fish you turned in the first round for sure. Yeah, I mean, it could, right? And is it easier to get a 1/2 inch between fish? Absolutely. And maybe we switch it up. Maybe we do a 1 inch in the first half and a 1/2 inch in the second half. I'm really going to consider changing that formula up for next year.
That'd be a good deal. Or we'll talk lower, 1/2 inch in the first and then inch in the second.
Yeah, we can switch that up. Yeah. Listen, John, buddy. Glad I got my 5 and trying to call. Fun to see Lindy and sweat a bit. I hope you're not sleeping in the doghouse tonight, John.
Yeah.
Lindy says you've been really sweet lately, so that's good to hear. And Get Something says the hybrid idea sounds good too. So yeah, will look at it and get something like a 1 inch for first round sounds good. John always is like,
We have AC.
he's like, we have AC in the doghouse, so it's okay. And Brian, you're right. A 1/2 inch brings more people into the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to consider it for next year. Kind of hard to change it. We're not changing horses in midstream here, right? So we got the rules set out. But, every January, February, what I like to do before the season starts is I get on these lives and we talk about changing. We did this year, and some of you piped in. But, before we kick off next year, I'll start that conversation with everybody to find out where we think we should be, if it's a 1/2 inch or an inch. We'll figure it out. And I think a hybrid approach is probably the best. John's liking a 1 inch. Brian's saying second round 1/2 inch.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could make a difference. Definitely could make a difference, right? So something to think about. For sure. So I just want to throw this out there for all you Virginia fishermen. And I know Nathan's on here, Brian's on here. I am thinking about next year doing on electric only reservoirs, not on gas reservoirs. We only got a few gas places you can fish around here. Collaborating with another channel here, and most of you know it, Fishing the DMV, Thomas Aarons. Maybe throwing a kayak versus John boat or electric boat tournament together next year for bragging rights. Just curious, would you, a 1-day event on Lake X, we'll figure that out. John boats against kayaks, because there's two big up here in Northern Virginia. There's two big kayak and there's a big John boat tournament series. Just something to consider. Throwing that out there for you guys to chomp on a little bit, but thinking about that for next year. Hey, Russell Gardner, thanks for stopping in. I'll throw up the spreadsheet one more time here in just a second. John, your John boat is not a John boat. If you got 115 or 125 horse on it, it's not a John boat. Yeah.
That's like saying my boat's a John boat because it's welded aluminum.
Yeah, it's welded aluminum.
Right?
John, I hear you. You got a lot of weather down in Georgia. We're going to get it the next 2 days here in Virginia. So, like I was saying earlier, I got to get out there early tomorrow morning before it really gets in here and get some fishing in. And this is what I really like to see: fishing from the bank in this tournament and our tournaments here at Shane Flynn Outdoors online tournament. I encourage that, man. That's what it's all about. Get everybody bank, kayak, canoe, whatever you want to fish from, get out there and fish. And most of you know, 1 year in this tournament, the Big Bass tournament, the guy from down in North Carolina, Paul Mansmith, can't think of his name off the top of my head, he caught his fish from the bank, from a kayak, and even fell off his kayak in the middle of the night and still caught and won that tournament. So it's all about a little bit of perseverance.
So Shane, on the side, I was laughing on the side for John's comment because it's a John boat. It's John's boat.
Yeah, I got you, John.
I started snickering while you were talking to that guy. Sorry.
I got you, John.
Yeah. All right, then I guess it is a John boat. Yeah.
Lindy, I've been thinking about that too. A north versus south. I just don't know how do we do that format. I haven't really ironed that format out.
I think this time the South would win.
Well, it's going to be depend on timing, and then depending on the format of the tournament.
Yeah.
It could be a speed tournament. I've been thinking about these speed tournaments, like who can catch the 10 bass the fastest over X amount. So I've been really kind of considering how to do that. A lot of people have shot me some ideas, but it's really about who would be interested in jumping in that.
All right.
So I get John Deere letters. John, come on. 110 in Central Cali today. Man, I hear you. It's hot. It is that time of year for sure. So I'm going to throw up the spreadsheet one more time, Gary, before we go real quick. And by the way, if you can stick around on my channel here, I got an episode coming out at 9 o'clock. It'll come out 9:01, 9:02 with the rolling credits or whatever for the premiere. But stick around for that video. Let's see. Share that screen. For those of you who just came in, this is the standings as of right now. Nicole Abrams is still sitting on top at 101. John in second place at 98 inches. James Allen, you're hanging on at third. And Nathan Cross has moved up to fourth place. Lindia is sneaking in there. And those are the only folks that have turned in all 5 fish. Well, nope. Tony Bailey's turned on all 5 fish. So a lot of room, a lot of places to move. I know a couple of you are sandbagging, and that's fine. That's fine. You've got until the 17th at roughly midnight to get them into me. So I'll scroll down to the top 40, just for everybody to see where you're setting. Now let's do 40, whatever here, top 50. Right there, 48. Tim Morton, you're still setting. I think Tim Morton did send me a fish. Maybe I didn't update it, but I'll get that updated here pretty soon. But that's where we're at as we speak. So we will have a Wednesday night live next week. Again, thank you all for being supporters. I will do a big giveaway next week. Definitely be pretty hefty giveaway for hitting 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate all the support, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. It's just been amazing how quick and how fast this has moved in. So appreciate you all. Don't hesitate if you have any question. If I missed any fish, that's why we do these lives. If you sent me an email, and again, really, no kidding, right before this, I changed PCs from a laptop to a desktop on here. I think I got everything included, but don't hesitate to send me a note if I missed something. You won't get any slack from me for sure. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you don't mind on your way out. Just making sure I hit all the comments here. Lindy is saying, no, North team with the South team against another. Oh, okay, Lindy, that's a good idea. Let's have that discussion. Yeah, there you go. You and Bass Hunter as a team and you and Cranking Yankee as one. I like it. I like it. And we do got a team tournament coming up, Lindy, and we don't have any rules set for that. I'm open on the team tournament for September, October, late September, October. So something to really think about. Which Bass Hunter? John, come on. Good question. Good question. All right, folks. Appreciate you all. We'll see you next weekend or next Wednesday. I'm sorry, Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern. Get your fish in when you get them. It will be a giveaway for 10,000 subscribers next week. Again, appreciate you all for supporting the channel. I'm just a little bit in awe that we got here this fast, and appreciate everything you guys have done for me. And I'll definitely be returning the favor. And don't forget, 9 o'clock on the dot, we'll have a new episode coming out for some, I'd say some decent catch here in Virginia on a new technique that, like I said earlier, we already gave it away. It's a drop shot. Not a big fan of it, but heck, it worked. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good night, and we will see you next Wednesday. Thanks, Gary, for coming up.
Yep, thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.